Hey guys, it's CL, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I make brand new Critical Role recaps every Monday at noon, and would be happy to have you join the party. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit the Bertrand bell to be notified of future videos. Now, without further ado, let's discuss the 63rd episode of Campaign 3 of Critical Role. The episode begins as the party meet a shadowed figure named Evathier, the Taker. This guy's fucking scary. I'm kind of scared of him. Between Matt's low, graveling voice for him, the stretched, tight skin, the crooked and shattered teeth, I'm not a big fan. Whenever they hit the creature, they can see the druid's form shriveled beneath the smoke. They did try to reason with the monster, but sadly just rolled below the threshold of an allyship. All the Taker can say is that they smell of potential, so he wants to devour them as well. The Taker has recently been unleashed from his ceiling, which we know was caused by the fucky-wucky of Ludinus and all the magic screwing up after he leashed the moon. There's a really awesome counterspell moment between the Shadow Beast, Laudna, and Prism that I loved. After aiming for these two strange red glowing orbs that offer some sort of potential healing to him, the party are able to read Orem's mind and hook and fish the body of the elf out from the Shadow Man. Though they have to resuscitate him again after a fireball spell, the party are able to defeat the creature and offer some healing to the Hierophant. Bordor offers up a cotton candy mask cure wounds, which is super weird because what kind of sorcerer has this kind of magic? Hevestra recalls what happened, claiming his people were slaughtered by the Taker, who had been sealed by an Eidolon named Omadua. The Fey creature claimed that the Hierophant, this valley, that this Eidolon belonged to him, so I'm interested what actually happened here. Hevestra goes to bury the bodies of his 3 fallen comrades, which are just skeletons? I guess the Taker sucked everything away from them except bone, but before he leaves, Ashton begins pressing for more information. So let's get the checklist out. Does he know about Residuum? No. He does admit that the geodes around him help amplify power though, so it's looking good that this is a natural residuum. Number 2, does he know Abadina? Yes. Apparently after her cult fell apart, she trained under him for a few years. Yeah, that leads me to point 3. Does he know of the Hashari? Kind of. Ashton mishears Hevestra pronounced Galdrashari when talking about Omadua, but the name rings a bell for him. It seems Abadina was one of them. The Hashari were led by a man named Tumelo, or Tunello, I'm sorry I didn't quite get that name clearly, who was a very charismatic being that preached the primordial spirits in a nearby town. However, the power grew too much for him and his followers, and the Hashari village and people were destroyed, the land cursed. Hevestra guessing they tried to channel a primordial titan. I think this might make a lot of sense to the flashes that Ashton saw. It seemed that they were prepping for something big, so maybe it was that? Abadina was a Hashari who came to her senses. I find it a bit odd that she didn't tell Ashton, especially if she took interest in him. But I mean, how is she to connect the dots about the Hashari? I don't know, I feel like she was just withholding some information. I'm sad we don't get more time to explore this plot point since it's so close, but you know, there's like a God Eater about to unleash, but at least now we have an NPC who is potentially there for the big event that separated Ashton from their family. I don't know. Let me know what you think happened here. Speaking of weird, I fucking told you guys. Denise grabs Bordor and begins to press for more information about his story, and it turns out he was lying about all of it. Bordor drops his doe-eyed visage of himself and reveals a cracked skin, seen some shit version of himself. Bordor is from the Menagerie Coast near Port Damali. He had a mother named Lilandra, who was blessed by the Wild Mother and taught him magic in secret. His family hid from the church by pretending to be leather workers. One day, some kids started to fight with him, and he almost killed one with inflict wounds. His mother took the fall and accepted her fate. Though his older brother and father fought an army to stop them, the gods let her down as they were defeated. She gave Bordor a dagger, and as he ran, his mother was slain as well. After that, he fled to the Sirios Mountains, where he developed a reputation as a thief and a trickster. Well-connected people found him and asked if he believed in the gods, and after everything that he went through, I think we know the answer. And who are these people, you ask? The Ruby Vanguard. He attacks the party with a ball of acid damage, knocking Prism unconscious, but it kind of laughably ends pretty quick. Within one round of combat, he's prone, grappled, and down to his last death save. Laudna and Prism aren't taking this well. Having been burned by the acid and almost killed because of it, the apprentice punches him and deals 2 death saves. Then Laudna loses control, her mind flickering through all of her trauma. Her form of dread appears, the long unseen veil returning, and her sockets are filled with deep purple embers. Delilah's purple embers. And with a wither and bloom spell, the area is covered in beautiful flora, while Bordor's body becomes ash. Both Laudna and Prism beat themselves up, and have sort of a reassuring talk with each other after everything is all said and done. Laudna's having a really hard time because she gave in to the darkness. She wanted a moment of control, and I don't blame her. I mean, it's kind of a tough situation to be in. I kind of agreed with what Denise was saying, that we should keep him alive and ask him questions, because he might have some information about lewdness. Or, I mean, the fucker knew it was them, and that's why he lightning bolted Denise in the very beginning, because he recognized them from the Marquette Area Zero thing. Denise, respectfully, looks through Bordor's shit and uncovers some awesome magical items like a cloak of protection, a hat of disguise, an immovable rod, and the poison dagger his mother had gifted him as he fled, which they left with his remains, which I think was nice. Orym pulls out the locket he took from the body of a slain Ruby Vanguard and tossed it aside. I think it was the Green Dragonborn who had a picture of their child. He said that he approved of Laudna's actions. She thought she was out of control, but he agreed that Bordor should die. That this was war. Do you think Laudna's friend is back? We heard a heartbeat at the back of her consciousness that I think confirms it. Delilah is still alive and kicking, she's just maybe waiting patiently to strike. Or maybe she's been dormant, and her host giving into the darkness has given her life once again. Prism scries on our friends Bells Hells and Dariax to make sure everyone knows where they're going the following morning. Seeing Dariax eating alone at a tavern in Westron, Denise is the first to disappear through Hevestro's magic tree. The witch asked her book Denios if he wouldn't mind being an unreturned library book, and the pair agree to leave their time with the Cobalt Soul behind them. However, there's a couple options thrown around for them. Ashton jokes they should go to Whitestone to steal some important shit just to fuck with Percy. Would love that. Kymel's also thrown around just for the fun of it, but placing the hat of disguise on top of her beret, shouting, "I'm wearing 2 hats and I don't give a shit," she hang glides into the portal using Mother towards Drusar, quickly followed by the other 3 of Bells Hells. I died laughing. Based on the scry of the members that were in Uthadern, Prism found them in Drusar in a tavern as well. I'm curious, since in a 4-sided dive episode, Laura said she rolled poorly on their teleport spell. I wonder where they actually ended up. The timelines aren't exactly matching everything either, but I think Matt's just trying to get everyone back together. I wonder what a misfiring teleport looks like, or if he just said it for the sake of conclusion. What do you guys think? Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other recaps of Campaign 3. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Good day, my friends.
That I can't rest, I'm addicted. I'm tired of waking up in an empty bed. No, you can't blame me. I can't